Hi, I'm Rich Zahowski with FlorStar. We're going to spend a few minutes today reviewing the Arbor Hills SPC waterproof line. It's a private label line that FlorStar developed. I'll share with you the process. There are a lot of companies just like you that come to us and ask us to carry their line. And we have to be careful about what we bring into our warehouse. Obviously, we want material that's quality, that'll perform for our customers. We also want to make sure that we can get replenishment and have a continuous supply of product. And then, perhaps most importantly, we need a product that sells, that'll sell for you on your retail floor, and that'll sell and move the inventory in our warehouse. We've made a large commitment to this line. We import this line directly from overseas. Some of the items we have as much as 100,000 feet in stock. So we feel very confident that we can supply you with material. I'll share with you where we found the line. We actually were talking to some fellow distributors out in Texas and California, and they are telling us about a good supplier and about some looks that were performing very well with them. So what we did is we met with that supplier, we looked at some of the looks that they had, and then what we decided to do is add some twist, if you will, for what works in our market. For example, with wood, rotary cuts or saw marks that work particularly well in some of our wood lines. So we've added that to some of the visuals. So the brand, and if you don't mind zeroing in here on the overall look, the brand is called Arbor Hills. And if you could just please zero in here on the visuals, what you see within the line is a lot of color. These are looks that are unique to the marketplace with significant amount of color that stand out. And so far we've had a lot of success both in builder and retail. Let me review with you just a few of the visuals. We have two price points within the display. We have the opening price point 12 millimeter, which is called Arbor Hills 12. We have 6 visuals within that opening price point. And then we have what's called Arbor Hills 20, which is 7 by 48s. And then we have Arbor Hills XL, which is 9 by 60-inch planks. I'll start with the Arbor Hills 12. One of the things we decided to do is have very strong looks at the opening price point. Looking at the market and looking at our competition, we felt that our competition was some pretty blah stuff at the opening price point, and if you will, some of the better visuals at some of the higher price points. We wanted to have a strong opening price point. It's paid off very well for us. This is our best seller within the opening 12 mil price point. It's called Mist. And if you can look at this, you'll see there's a lot of color variation going on. You can see the saw marks and the cuts here, and saw marks and cuts here. It's 7 by 48. This is called Mist. It's done particularly well for us. One of the surprises, at least for me, has been this color, which is Vineyard. People keep asking, when's the next gray? When will gray go away? And we continue to hear that gray at some point will go away, but this has been the second best seller. And we think it's because of the two-tone effect. It's different than some of the other grays that are out there. This is done particularly well with apartments. It's done well with builder. And this is for someone that still has a contemporary kitchen or wants something that's a lighter gray. We're able to provide this with the Vineyard look. And this is an example where we have significant stock as well. We do have, being in the Midwest, some of the traditional looks. I call this a golden oldie, but at the opening price point, we add a little bit of texture and a little bit of two-tone to it. This is called Fawn. And finally, I'll just share one more look with you because it's unique, and it's a product that we have dealers that stock this on the retail floor. This is called Orchard, and you can see the knots and the visual here, and then you can see you've got kind of a gray beige going on here. So it's a different look. I've seen the pallets on the floor in stock, and when you put the pieces and the planks together, it's different than anything else that's out there, and it's done particularly well for us, for retailers that stock. So those are just some of the examples at the opening price point. We now move to the 7 by 48 20 mil items, which is called Arbor Hills 12. I'll just share a couple examples with you. This is called Derby. And pretty quickly you can tell something's going on here. You get some bolder color. You also get cut and painted beveled edges. The visuals become, if you will, more intense. You can see the knot and the mineral streak here within the knot of the wood. So it's a great visual representation. I mentioned kind of gray beige. That's what you have going on here. Kind of a grayish overall look. What's nice about these samples is on the samples we provide you information about whether it's 20 mil or 12 mil. It provides you information of the product, the plank size, and then I'll turn the sample over. We have exact match moldings. We felt that was important. Once again, on the back of the sample lists all the information you need as you're working with your customer. And FlorStar invested in a room scene for each of the colors. So you have a nice room scene to share with the customer as you're trying to close the line. So we wanted to have a first-class opportunity for you to show the product line to your customers and try to close some deals. So this is a color called Derby in the 7x48. I'll just share with you one more example. This is Bristol. Bristol is, if you will, kind of an overall neutral. It has nice cut and painted velvet edges, a little bit of two-tone going on here. This look is done particularly well for us at retail. And it kind of hits that person that may have tan carpet or maple cabinets, etc. They're not quite sure what they want. They just want more of a neutral floor, and that's what we provide with Bristol. So there are actually 7 of the Arbor Hills 20 visuals. We feel they're very strong at that price point. A partner to Arbor Hills 7x48 20 mil is Arbor Hills 9x60. And I'll share with you, to make it easier for you working the retail floor, we decided to price the 9x60 XL at the same price as a 7x48 20 mil. So 9x60s are at the same price point. And you can see what's happening here. You get a wider plank, 9-inch wide plank, 60-inch or 5 foot long. This is Exeter, and you can see the cuts and the saw marks here. This is the look of reclaimed wood. So this is if you were to go out to an old barn, take some old beams, you'd see the age spots here. You see the texture from the years of wear. And this is meant to emulate some of the old saw cuts that you would have had in that wood from different types of saws years ago. This type of visual works very well for us in the wood lines that we have. I'll share with you, Exeter has risen to become our #1 line. It does particularly well at retail, but we've also been placing it in builder. And we've had some great builder selections with this line so far, and it's risen rapidly. And you can tell why it would be the #1 visual in the 20XL. The other look I'd like to share with you is called Swansea. Back to FlorStar creating our own visuals. There was a laminate line in the Bruce Armstrong laminate line years ago called Architectural Remnants. We thought it was very strong. It had a lot of color going on, a lot of color blending within the visual. The display floors looked phenomenal. So we felt we could duplicate that with an SPC visual, and placing it in the 9x60 really allows for the color variation that you see here. You have a lot going on here, a lot of different colored hues. It's unique, and that's what we think we can bring to you, our visuals that are unique, that'll help you close sales and keep the customer within your store. This is actually our #2 seller. It was #1. Exeter is both in builder and retail. This has been primarily sold through retail. So this has been from retail selections of people zeroing in on a visual like this where there's nothing else like it and purchasing it for their home. So this is called Swansea. Once again, within the display, it shows whether it's what size it is, 9x60. This identifies it's part of the XL line. We have 7 of the 9x60. So within just 2 stackers, if you will, we have 2 price points and 20 visuals. We feel that they've been particularly strong out in the marketplace. We've had good reaction. We have supply. We're pleased with our supplier, and we'd appreciate the opportunity to grow our Arbor Hills business with you. Thank you.